All right. I believe Orange Sports
It's
Network.
game day.
It's game day. Such a time as this. We're out here at Golden Gate Parking, and it is just a couple hours from kickoff.
It is. So Golden Gate is your bridge to Clemson.
Clemson, yeah, right out here in the country, and got some land out here.
Basically, what it is they've got a great operation set up. So it's you come out here, you park. Then it's a short jaunt. They'll take you out to the
take you out, and pick you up.
Take you out, pick you up. So there you go. Come out here.
All right.
Tailgate here and
tailgate here.
It's a good little setup they got.
Yeah, we're gonna build this thing. So we got a lot to talk about. And a little time to talk about it. Get it all in about an hour less. But anyways, first home game, Death Valley.
Home game.
I'm excited. We waited all year for this.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, prime time. There's nothing like a home game at night.
True.
Remember, we went a couple last year.
Oh yeah, I've been to several night games.
My favorite game's a night game. So, anyways, coming off a tough loss against number one Georgia, it wasn't really the loss that really upset me. It's just kind of like how we lost.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was the lack of
execution on
preparedness.
Offense. Let me do this before we go into football. I forgot to mention I want to talk about our sponsors because y'all are the backbone of our business. Y'all are the one that pays for the sports network, and y'all allow this wonderful thing to happen and come true. And we all appreciate it. So I just want to mention a couple people. We have Boneyard Cycles renewing. Yep. They did a game last year. We actually did the game at Death Valley.
We did. Yes, we did.
It was a homecoming game. No, it was the homecoming game.
It was
a homecoming game. We have, I want to call it Jimador, but it's El Jimador. And it is a Mexican restaurant. They came on about 2 weeks ago. They've got one actually in downtown Clemson. That's where we're going to be doing the show. I'm meeting with them Thursday. I'm meeting with him Thursday to decide what game he wants. But I think he wants to do the North Carolina game. We don't have a time on that until they give us a time. They had a grand opening in Anderson. As you go into Anderson off Clemson Boulevard, it's up there near the Allstate, up there off the road, and that hill. And
you were talking about their chili cheese steak.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm not a big Mexican guy. I eat Mexican food, but it's not my first choice. And so, anyways, the guy was just a great dude. Went in there and met him. He's excited about coming on board. And so I came back next time. So I'm coming back tomorrow and we'll eat. And I ordered a burrito cheesesteak. Philly burrito. I guess it ain't Philly, but it's a cheesesteak. Like a Philly cheesesteak, but it's in a burrito. The thing is huge. It looks pretty. So pretty. I took a picture and posted on Facebook. That pretty. But that's why I ordered it. I've been back 5 times since then, like last 2 weeks. And I walk in there and
you're starting to wear a sombrero.
Yeah, it's the usual. It's the cheesesteak burrito. But you walk out of there satisfied and full. It's reasonable price.
And taking a 2-hour nap afterwards.
Taking a 2-hour nap, yeah. And so they came on board. Imagine Studios, Chris, he's actually at the game now. He actually travels with the band, takes the photo. He's the band photographer. But he also, check him out on our website. Click on it, goes to this link. We included him in actually in the last article. But he also has an image studio. He also does weddings. He also does graduation. He has a whole website of a bunch of different venues. He's done like the logos, like in certain rooms of people's houses or in their garage. He does not just Clemson. He does Carolina. He does the Panthers, Georgia, whoever you want done. He can do it. He's good at it. He's been doing it for years. He came on board a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to go ahead and call it and speak it because I know it's going to happen. The hotel chain's coming back on board next week. I have the marketing manager this week. And,
of course, we just did one at Kia of Anderson.
And that was a really good show we did there. One of the better ones.
Yep.
They came on board, and they got 0, not 1 point something or 2 point something. They got 0.9 something.
So if you're looking for a car, go see Tyler out there and touch base with him.
Yeah, or Jackson.
But let's talk about where we are.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I've not mentioned any more sponsors. Oh, Color Splash. I know they're watching this. They're huge followers. Color Splash Party. Color Chaos is the name of it. And if you go like you're going down College Avenue, and the gas station, the post office across the street are all those offices. They're back there, kind of back in the corner. But for $25, they put like a thing over your head. You go in there and you have a.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw that,
we had fun.
I literally asked you. I was like, what in the world is that? was
Yeah,
like,
Jenna-
that is the most.
Jenna
bizarre
and
thing.
David is husband and wife thing, and they're growing, man. I went in there like first day they opened up, and they're starting to take off, and we're getting some activity out there, so we're excited about that.
It's pretty quick, right?
Yeah, we will put you on the map. We are the most exciting sports network in the nation. So, anyways, let's talk football.
Where you want to go?
Appalachian State.
Appalachian State. Well, they're a strong team. They're a strong team. Um, um, the real question is, how are we going to look? Some more.
Well, let me just say this. Let me say this. Okay, they are the Giant Killers. And let me say this: they're going to win. They win either way. They beat Clemson. They win. They
2
lose.
years ago, they beat Michigan.
If they lose to Clemson, they win. They go home with a purse of $1.25 million.
That's great.
Yeah, they're getting paid. If they lose, they learn something. They still get paid.
They
If
still
they
get
win, they upset one of the better teams in the country, and they go home with $1.25 million. They did upset Michigan a couple years ago, number 5 Michigan.
Yep.
In Ann Arbor, one of the
Yep.
toughest stadiums to play in. They're a trick team. They're a good team. I mean, they had a backup quarterback there for a while, and so nothing to look lightly in. But I will say this: I think Clemson losing to Georgia, having a week to prepare, a night game at home. That's the 12th man. If you've ever been to Death Valley, during a day game, it's crazy. But at a night game, there's something electric when you're under the lights and they start playing. They get off the bus and they start playing Queen. We will rock you. And then they had that strength coach come on the fourth quarter to that motivational speech. I can't think of his name. But if that doesn't get you pumped up, then you're not living. So I'm excited about the game. Yeah, I just think we talked about it. We talked about it on the podcast. I think a couple things going on is this. The offense. You know, my dad always said that great offense wins games, great defense wins championships. But the problem is, if your offense goes 3 and out, it affects the defense because your defense is on the field all the time. And you're not going to win a lot of games with one field goal. 3 points is not going to win you a lot of games. So we stayed close with Georgia for the first half, really. I mean, defense didn't play bad. The offense was, like Rob said on the podcast, vanilla, kind of stale. And
that's as good a word as any because that was it. And that's the biggest takeaway to that game was, and it's usually what Clemson is very good about.
Yeah.
Second half, Georgia made a lot of very good modifications, whatever you want to say, assessments. And the truth is, we didn't. And
no,
so
we didn't make any adjustments.
We didn't make any adjustments.
Halftime, losers like first
we
half.
were very predictable.
Yeah. And we were talking about it at Kia. It's like, you know, Garrett Riley, number 1 offense coordinator in the nation, came on, and there needs to be some change. They need to change things up. It needs to be so unreadable. It's kind of like up the middle.
There's got to be some
a little down and out, 4-yard. You know, by the time they read that, you got 3 defenders on them, and we talk about muff all the time. And we were playing Georgia, a little bit different defense, I would say, than Appalachian State.
Sure.
But you got to understand that if Moffa can get 4 to 5 yards, he doesn't need to break it every time. 4 yards is a good number because once you get 4 yards and it's 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 8, it opens up the door for a lot of different things to happen. You know,
I agree.
And
I agree.
Open up play big. If it's 3rd and 9, you know, your playbook's kind of like
you're one-dimensional.
You're one-dimensional.
They know you're going to pass. They come back through, and like I was mentioning about. I mentioned earlier, Glovey literally had many opportunities where the defense literally shut them down, and so that's just the Georgia literally shut them down. They couldn't do anything, and it was coverage. It was a coverage scenario, and that's what you're looking at.
Yeah,
we hope we really need to see some difference. We need to see some creativity, and that's what it comes down to.
Amen.
We need
do
to
a
see
flea flicker, do something, do a long ball.
Slant patterns. Slant patterns work really well.
Yeah.
If y'all are listening, if coaches are listening.
And I mean, Dabo was talking about, you know, there's 6 people out, including Westcote, including Tyler Brown, I'm trying to think of some other name, that we didn't even hit. They didn't even get the ball last week.
No, they threw it a couple times.
Very one-dimensional.
And
so we need to open up playbook because that's what Garrett Riley's.
You got to get the playmakers the ball. The playmakers got to bring it in. And that's really the truth of right there.
Yeah, and I'm not, you know, even when the beginning of the season, we had a really good defense last year, even though we lost 4 games. The defense has actually improved. I want to see Sammy Brown. I told people, remember that name. And I remember where I was when Sammy Brown got announced that because he was looking at Georgia. When Sammy Brown got announced that he was coming to Clemson, I was at the gas station over there in Drayton, South Carolina. Huh?
Writing that one down.
Y'all write down that name, Sammy Brown. Let me tell you something. Sammy Brown is in town, and Sammy Brown is a man. Sammy Brown is a freshman. Sammy Brown is a freak of nature. He's fast. He's big. He's all muscle. They're comparing him to Brian Bosworth. But let me tell you, he's not. I don't think he's like Brian Bosworth.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, but Brian's a little bit wacky. You gotta admit, the guy. I mean, athletic, pure talent, and athleticism. He's pretty much along the same line. Huh?
We don't know. That could have been Woods back in the day. We're not sure. So,
but
not saying anything. Just saying.
But sometimes he took Trevor to get a while in. Took Sean. Sometimes Dabo doesn't throw the freshman in right away.
Speaking of Deshaun, I just saw that his mother or his father passed. One of the two passed away. So keep Deshaun in your prayers. Yeah. Just keep him in your prayers.
It was his mother. His dad, I think. His mother. Had to be his mother. They were close.
She passed away. I saw that. So just keep him in your prayers and go from there. So
yeah, I didn't know that.
Just wanted to mention that because I just saw it. So
he plays Dallas tomorrow because they're playing the Cowboys.
So that's
keep the Watson family prayers. I did not know that.
Yep.
So anyhow, Peter Woods. I'm 6'1". I'm 6 foot. 195, somewhere around there, and I'm standing next to him. I think she took the picture, and everybody's going, "You look small. You look small." And it's like, well, he's 6'5", 350.
Yeah,
and he's for a big guy. He gets around. He made a sack, I believe, a sack or two at the Georgia game. He made some good stops. I mean, he was the one guy that actually stood out against Georgia. He's a beast. Peter Woods, I was really excited about, and then Sammy Brown. So we got two studs there on defense, and
again, defense, I wasn't upset about. Even though we got beat on that and they wore our defense down, I wasn't upset about that.
Defense,
my issue was
the
offense didn't click, didn't do the things, and that's what we got to see happen differently. We got to see the offense actually stay. Time of possession is the key. You said it.
Yeah.
You've got to stay on the field. The one who usually has the time of possession usually is the one who's going to win the game.
Yeah.
And that's what you have
controlling
to see.
that ball is everything.
Absolutely.
And so defense always wears out for offense, and so we got to control the ball. I think it's going to be. I could be wrong. I said the Georgia game is going to be a low-scoring game. Well, actually, it ended up kind of high on one end, but I think that Appalachian State they're going to put some points on the board. I think they're going to be some breakout plays.
I hope so. I think
Cade's going to light it up a little bit. He's due.
Well,
and so we're going to see a little bit of electricity. We're going to see some long plays. We really didn't have a lot of excitement on the offensive side, period. I mean, I think our biggest completion was that crazy catch that they almost ever called,
Yes.
It was like 16 yards or so, maybe 20. No breakout plays. So we're due for the breakout days.
They did overcall it.
Well, they didn't overturn it, remember? But you remember he held on the ball. And they
another play. I'm thinking of another one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah. So anyhow, this game day, we're excited. We're in the most exciting place in America. We're in heaven. We're in a happy place, Clemson, South Carolina. A little bit outside Clemson, South Carolina.
Yeah, we're actually in Central right now.
Central,
so.
Yeah.
But what's nice about this, the way you got set up, is it's basically you come out here at tailgate, and then they'll come out here, and they'll transport you to the game and bring you back.
Yeah, so, it's a good price. You got to and from the game, because if you've ever been to games, college football games, a major issue is parking. And if you don't have prepaid parking, you have got season tickets and parking, then a lot of times you're down there, you're lucky to get on Cherry Road and at the beginning of the golf course. If you get too late, you're way down there into somebody's neighborhood.
Yep.
And then you may run into no parking sign, and then you got to walk all the way to the worst part, so you walk back. So parking's everything, and the price here, the main thing is you got transport to and from the game, and also the main thing is the price and getting to and back before the game. I mean, if you go down, if you try to find a parking place right now, you're probably not going to find one. All the paid parking is done. They've got TVs that just set up. How y'all doing? Good.
They're already getting
there we
set
go.
up over there.
This, by the way, this is the first time they've done this. So we're going to build this thing into an empire. We're going to have a band come out here. We may be famous for us all over with. I like taking the invisible and making it visible. I like taking something out of nothing and making it into something. I like dreaming big. I like talking about I Bleed Orange and where we're going. And maybe one day we'll actually be at the stadium at game day and ESPN will wait on us. So anyhow, what else going on?
Let's see where we're at with this. Where we're going with this. We'll talk about
We're looking for Thomas. So anyhow, fix the offense. No turnovers. Be smart. Field position. Three things. Control the ball. Time possession. Do the simple things easy. Block. Make field goals. Field position. Punt. Good punts. And main thing is no turnovers and no penalties. Those three things they got to get right. The little simple things, they do that right, it opens up the door. And I don't know. I don't really feel like they got a chip on their shoulder, but I feel like they're going to play pretty loose. I don't think they're going to be uptight. The Georgia game's first game of the season, a lot of butterflies.
Oh, I said that the first one. I said
here you've got 80-something thousand people behind you at night, and they're going to play a little bit loose. They're going to go for a little bit more, I think. I'm excited. I think it's going to break out. We'll pick scores here in a little bit, and we'll find out where Thomas is. Going in about 20 minutes.
Yep. We can talk about that, but I do want to talk about a game already.
You got fun time.
I will talk about one game.
Yeah, we've had some games since this is a late show. So
there is a game that I do want to talk about now that we already talked about earlier, and really you can't really talk about a game that's already happened. So the one I do want to talk about is the Michigan-Texas game.
Yeah,
that game.
We were all right on that game, but it actually.
The only thing I was wrong about is I said Michigan would hold them a little better.
Yeah,
and they didn't. And I said that Texas would win by 10, and the truth is,
what was the final score? I didn't see it.
It was pretty much a blowout.
It was 30 something. Right?
Yeah, it was
get in the 40s.
Yeah, I don't know that, but I know the last I saw it was in the 30 something.
Texas, I knew would be strong this season, but I think Michigan was overranked. They lost their head coach Harbaugh. J.J. McCarthy was pivotal in last year's season. He went to the NFL. He's actually out of the season. He got hurt.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate, but a lot of times you see a team like they win a national championship, except for some cases like Georgia and Alabama. Usually they don't come back the next year. Look at LSU. LSU, when we played them in the national championship, was probably the most dominant football team ever put together with Joe Burrow and all that stuff. They came back next year, and I don't think they were 500 or something. And then they're slowly getting back up into the mix of things. But usually it's hard to have a repeat year. That's not just in the NFL. I mean, in the NCAA, it's also in the NFL. I see a lot of teams come back and do that again. So when you win a national championship, that's something special. That's not something that happens a lot. Can be a little bit consistent if you're an Alabama fan. I'm going to be interested to see how Nick Saban being gone and now on ESPN Game Day, how Alabama's going to adapt to that, because I'm a big fan of behind every great team's a great coach. So there's a lot of pressure on that coach. Problem with Alabama right now is they ain't played nobody.
No.
And a lot of games, even like Georgia, I think they're playing Tennessee Tech.
But to Alabama's defense, they did get a coach with reputation.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So we'll see how that goes right there.
Yeah. It's not a matter. We'll keep going, but
we can talk about. We'll go ahead and talk about the Georgia Tech Syracuse. Yeah. What time does that game start? You know that
Georgia Tech game and NC State, I believe. Can you check it? I think it's 3:30. She's gonna check.
It's Georgia Tech and Syracuse.
So it's going right about now. Georgia Tech versus Syracuse.
I think
it's over.
Just go to the ESPN app. Georgia Tech, Syracuse. Georgia Tech looks strong. Georgia Tech surprised me a lot when they were playing FSU over there in Ireland, of all places. I watched that at noon. I was just glad to have some football. I expected Florida State to take that game, and nope, didn't happen. Georgia was running the ball right down the hole. They ran the ball that whole game.
They sure did. And
they just ran all over FSU. FSU then turns around and plays next week and gets beat by Boston College, number 10 in the nation. Don't even know what they're ranked now.
They're out of it.
Gonna leave my comments to Emmanuel.
Yeah,
we know who the quarterback is. So that That's a surprise. But what are some other games we got there?
And then we have the NC State Tennessee game.
Yeah, Tennessee. They got a freshman in there, Nico. I've watched him. This guy's dynamic. This guy, if he doesn't do it this year, he's going to probably do it if he stays healthy. He may win a Heisman. He looks really good. He's a special talent. He's a freshman too. And he's a gunslinger. Tennessee against NC State. Fifth man, Tennessee, tough place to play. NC State, both ranked teams. They're not that far ranked ahead, but I think talent-wise and I think offensive-wise, Tennessee takes that game.
I think Tennessee is.
Yeah, and I don't think NC State's a bad team. We got to play them in a week. We got a week off after this game. We got to play them, and Tennessee. NC State's always been a tough match for us.
Yes.
Syracuse is 131 over 28 Tech. Final.
Syracuse beat Tech.
Syracuse beat Tech.
Breaking news.
31 to 28.
I bleed
31
orange.
to
Upset
28.
alert.
Yeah, really.
The Q's, the orange, not the bleed orange.
31
the Q's.
to 28.
31 to 28. Beat them. They're
We
playing
did-
in Syracuse, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
a tough place to play.
Still, I thought Georgia Tech would be a
I
better
did
team.
too.
But that also tells you a
Well,
little bit about
Georgia Tech's 2-1.
Florida State.
Georgia 45, Tennessee Tech 0.
Georgia 45, Tennessee Tech 0. That's not surprising anybody.
Not at all.
Time to put second string in there.
That's already third string.
What else we got over there? Game caller.
Have you got what time is NC State to play?
7:30.
7:30. So that's night game.
Yeah.
And then Carolina versus Kentucky.
They've already.
We all said Kentucky.
Oh, Carolina versus Kentucky.
Actually, it's 7-0 Carolina.
Really?
7-0 Carolina right now, but that
Just
game's
what,
early.
first quarter, right?
Started.
Just
The
started.
game's early, but 7-0.
They're playing at Carolina? Just say.
And
I think they're playing Kentucky.
so it's a little early, but I said that game will be kinda
Kentucky's
close.
usually got a really good offense and a so-so defense, so we'll see.
Oh, and the truth is, Carolina will always
Carolina
pull out
game,
one or
they
two
came
games.
off that tough game with Old Dominion. So
They did.
They got scrapped.
They did.
I mean,
Hey,
what do you laugh about?
they did.
Excuse me.
I'm sure we got Carolina fans watching us. We're sorry.
Okay, sorry.
And then of course,
I just was.
our game is at 8:00.
Yeah. Our game's at 8 o'clock. We're going to be headed down to Death Valley after this. We've gone through all those games. I don't know where Thomas is. Thomas.
I don't know. I
We're
went
here
in
to
the
promote
house,
your
he
company.
wasn't-
Sorry.
All right. What's the address here? Meemaw Road. All right.
1843.
Our guest disappeared on us.
1843.
He saw us go live, then.
1843.
Come out here. It's $25 parking pass. It's Golden Gate Parking. They're on our website. They're on our Facebook page. $10 shuttle back and forth. That's the main thing. If they didn't have a shuttle, it'd be a long walk. You need to leave an hour in advance.
Beautiful countryside.
Beautiful countryside. I'm sure you'll see some deer out here. It may hit a deer if it's late, so watch out.
Yeah.
Gunshot. It's probably somebody shooting at a deer. You hear the fiddles playing. You hear the fiddles playing. But we're out in the country, that's for sure.
Beautiful.
But it's beautiful out here. We're going to build this thing up. We're going to have some barbecues. We're going to hopefully get a band out here. Hopefully this will be the place to tailgate. We can come and pop up here and do a game day show every game. So anyhow, things to look for this year. Clemson just needs to basically to win out. And, we got the 12-game playoff season.
Yep.
And so when I first heard that, I wasn't sure about it. And then the more I thought about it, the more I like it, the more I think about it, the more I like it, the more I like it, the more I like it. Gives us more football. It also gives the guy that's sitting on the outside fringes that may or may not have getting in. Also, it gives the ACC or the SEC or tournament champion, whoever wins the tournament, gives them a break. They get a bye. They get to sit over here and they get home field advantage. And then the other guys play each other. So I think they're saying it could go into February football. I'm all for that. I'm not complaining. Because usually after the national
It's
championship,
going to be interesting what it does because it's going to really string out.
even
Then
when
you're going to have football going into basketball
even when
season.
Clemson won to play in the national championship, even you watch the national championship game, and whoever you pull for, whatever the outcome is, at the end of that, you're like, and then you're like, 238 days,
Yeah.
4 hours and 14 seconds to kick off. So that gives us a little bit more football. I like where it gives the other team that may have messed up one game, or the team that normally doesn't have a chance because of the conference they're in. You know, I'm sure a Wofford or something going to get in. But I'm just talking about when you look at UCF. When you look, there's your glasses right there.
No, it was a B.
Bee. We got bees flying around here. We got wind blowing. It does not stop. I believe it. A bear ran through here earlier. We just kicked it in the sent it on its way.
Yeah.
We keep on going. It starts raining. The show must go on, people. The show must go on. So
all jokes, come out here. It's a great place. Got a
our
great
guest
setup.
has disappeared.
That's okay.
And so anyways,
directing
12
practice.
game. We're in the season. Slow down. Let's enjoy the moment. I can't wait tonight. I can't wait. We're probably going to end the show early because I want to get down to Death Valley. That's why I came here. Is he going to come on here? Tom, is she going to come on here? Okay, we're fixing to. Thomas is coming.
Want to tell us a little bit about it here, what's going on, and then
You got a game day fixed still?
yeah, well we know what it is.
All right, we're waiting on the guests to get down here.
In the meantime, go and talk to some more sponsors you got.
All right, we are the most exciting, fastest growing sports network in the nation, and we got sponsors coming on board like crazy. Just like I said, the Patel Hotel chain is signing up. Boneyards is coming back on board. Diamonds Direct and Jewelry.
Yep.
Diamonds Direct and Jewelers came on board. They renewed with us. We had a great show out there. They're going to be doing the NC State game. El Jimador, they're going to be doing the NC State game.
So I'm gonna bring Thomas on over here real quick.
Color Chaos.
He'll tell us a little bit about this area. what we got going on.
Jacassi, Hydration. I can go on. There's our guy.
Thomas,
He's kind of tall.
tell
I'm
us
tall.
a little bit about what was going on here. And
Yeah, we are at 1843 Mawbridge Road in
Yeah.
Central South Carolina, 12 minutes from campus. We have an acre of parkable area behind us. We've got some tailgaters over here right now.
yep.
They just put up, they got the TV
Yeah,
up, watching the pregame.
Hey, over there.
Hey, y'all come in and do
Yeah.
Tiger chant with us in a little bit. Y'all want to?
We have
No?
free
All right.
bottled water for you. We have restrooms. We have a shuttle bus that runs 2 hours before kickoff, 2 hours after the game, and during the game as well if you want to come back early. Come out and see us. Give me a call, 864-329-7985. 864-329-7985. $25 to park, $10 for a round trip ticket on the shuttle.
That ain't
Hope to
bad.
see you guys
That
out
is
here.
the deal. You got a website?
Our website is our Facebook page,
Facebook page. There you go.
Golden Gate Parking on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, Golden Gate Parking, TikTok,
I'll put it on.
Yelp, all of it. So X, formerly Twitter,
Yeah.
we're there.
So we're going to take this thing and build it.
Let's do it.
Got to start somewhere. And from this point on, we're going to build it.
So
on.
we were
People out here
talking
spread
about the
word.
App State game. What do you think? What's
Yeah, we
your
need to
take
pick
on that?
It's a trap game coming
Oh.
off a big game against Georgia, biggest game of the year maybe. So it's easy to take it too easy on these guys, but I think they'll pull through. I'm guessing a close first half, and then Clemson pulls away second half.
Well, here. Okay.
If they run the ball, I'm
Well,
sure
we already
Dabo's
did
going
our
to want to
pick,
throw it.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So some of these games we're picking, they already played because it's
Yeah.
a late show. And we were all wrong on the Syracuse Georgia Tech game. Syracuse actually beat Georgia Tech. They sure did. Carolina just started. They're up 7-0 against.
But that's early.
It's
That's
early.
early.
Texas whooped up on Michigan.
Yeah, we
Texas
called
and
that.
Michigan. We called it. We didn't see
We
it
called
that
that.
bad of a
31-12.
that
31
bad of a
12.
runaway.
Yeah.
And then what's the other
I
game?
feel better. It's not as bad as I said because I said that Michigan would at least make a show, and they did. So
Yeah. Well, what was the final score?
31-12.
31-12.
That's pretty good. Whooping.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's.
I mean, two top ranked 10 teams too.
Yeah.
They both are.
Well, Michigan
Yes,
lost.
big
They
game.
feel like a rebuild this year.
Michigan's a total.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's hard to go back-to-back national championships, especially if you lose your head coach.
You lose your head coach. You lose a lot of players. You lose a lot of things. So
Yeah.
it's just different.
But Michigan's always been in the mix. It's like Ohio State. Like Alabama's going to be in the mix for a while. Even though they lost their coach, they'll
Yeah.
find a way back. Clemson's having some downtime. They're going to be in the mix. They're
They'll
going to find
climb
a way
back.
back.
They'll climb back.
So we're all excited about going into a 12 playoff team this year for the first time. That's going to make it interesting, especially for the guys that are on the fringes and they get in. I mean, it's going to give us more football, and it's also going to give us a bye for all the people that won their ACC championship or ACC championship. You get a bye, you get some time off, let them play, and then you get home field advantage. Which I think is really cool.
That's very true.
It'd be nice to win the ACC championship playing Clemson.
Very true.
So just like Dabo says, we get ahead of ourselves, start talking about that. The most important game is the game.
It's the
ahead
game
of
you're
us.
playing.
I don't care if you're playing the Citadel or you're playing Old Dominion
Or Appalachian State.
or Appalachian State. because we had that problem last year at Duke game, and we started out with all this. We're going all the way, Duke. You got to look at the game in front of you. Duke, that Duke game I had a football hangover. I didn't feel that bad. I woke up and it was just like it was on a Monday night.
Yep.
And it wasn't, So, anyways, you got the game in front of you. The play in front of you is the most important play.
Can't argue that.
Stay in the moment, stay in the game, one play at a time. Do the next right thing.
Cannot argue that.
Yeah. So
Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna take some phone calls.
yeah, we're gonna head on.
All right.
You want to do Tiger Chant with us?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Y'all don't want to do Tiger Chant. Okay, I won't do it.
All right.
It's okay. We'll
Y'all
do it.
get in here.
We're in. Yeah.
We're on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. CLEMSON. CLERGS.
We nailed it.
Fight Tigers! Fight Tigers! Fight! Go Tigers! Woo! Wobbling on, baby! Come on out and go get working and get it. What messed me up was I was trying to get you over the screen. We got 2 screens.
Yeah, he screwed that one up.